The bottom line is that reimagining the police will hurt communities in the inner cities the most, which tend to be communities of color, communities that my father grew up in. Their reimagined image is nothing but a Black Lives Massacre. BLM's Black Lives Massacre continues to expand. In New Jersey, just outside New York, a federal judge was the victim of a targeted attack. Her son was shot through the heart and died instantly, while her husband remains in critical condition. Her son was in college and intended to attend law school. This capped another week of violence in New York City, beginning Friday, where Shatavia Walls died after being shot multiple times for asking a man to stop illegally setting off fireworks. And a man was shot while carrying his 1-year-old baby. When all was said and done, this week, New York had 63 shootings compared to 20 during the same week a year ago. The violence keeps getting worse and worse. Meanwhile, in Chicago, things are equally bad. While Chicago's mayor is busy making racial slurs at President Trump's press secretary on Twitter, the head of the police union is begging Chicago's mayor to ask President Trump to help the chaos. His words. The mayor's tweet came the same evening a 5-month-old child was shot, and prior to a weekend where, as of 5 p.m. Sunday, 50 people had been shot, including 7 teenage boys. Yet Chicago's mayor continues to spar with her own aldermen and President Trump, rather than swallow her own pride and ask for help. What's the consequence? Black lives are being massacred by the day. This isn't a Democrat or Republican issue, this is a human rights issue. It's truly heartbreaking. In Washington, D.C., 9 people were shot in the Northwest Quadrant, which is supposed to be the safest quadrant of Washington, D.C. The Black Lives Massacre keeps expanding. In Florida, gangs are terrorizing residents of private communities, and in Portland, shootings are up 4-fold compared to this time last year. Yet the constant Democrat talking point is that they no longer want to defund the police, they want to reimagine it. I guess some pollster told them that defunding the police isn't a winning message. But what does this reimagination look like? Well, when talking about his desire for unarmed social workers instead of police, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison gave us some insight.
Get rid of the word police. I don't care.
Get rid of the word police. He doesn't care. That's what they want to do. So their answer to the uptick in gang violence is to have social workers go out to the streets and talk these thugs with guns out of shooting random people. This reimagination means police officers feel handcuffed, unable to do their job, keeping the community safe. They want to reimagine guys like this.
You got to wonder, why do I do this?
You know, I asked myself that same question, and I think of there was a young child, I think his name was DeVell Gardner. A 1-year-old child was murdered in Brooklyn, and someone has to stand up and not allow that to happen.
When we talk about reimagine the police, we have to ask, who does this hurt the most? Time and time again, we know, like night follows day, that without police officers, inner cities will disintegrate into chaos. The bottom line is that reimagining the police will hurt communities in the inner cities the most, which tend to be communities of color, communities that my father grew up in. Their reimagined image is nothing but a Black Lives Massacre, and it's heartbreaking to watch politicians sign the death warrant for these communities. This is the fight. That is today's 10 count. From Washington, this is Jonathan Suhu. Thanks so much for watching. Godspeed and God bless. Join me tomorrow as we continue to knock the out of bad liberal policies.
Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. Can't be touched.